which I'm not going to cover in this video. So, but just get that in mind. They basically do the same thing. They enable you to write your code to in various languages. You can be in Python, in C, in Java. So it is this code that you use, this language you use to speak to the computer. Now, remember I said that professionals have made a pattern in which we can follow to in order to in which we can they have made a pattern in which we can follow in order to speak to the computer. Now this pattern is what we regard as the algorithm. The algorithm is simply the step-by-step process to solve a problem. So it is a step-by-step procedure to solve a problem, and the procedure is a finite sequence of well-defined instruction. So a finite sequence of well-defined instruction. So it's more like the step-by-step, the procedure instruction you follow in order to write a successful code. So these languages are more like the algorithm, they follow the pattern. So those are just introduction. Now let's go to the main business of today. So in order to get started coding, you need to understand two things, which is known as the variable and data type. Variables and data type, whether as a beginner or as a professional. Even as a professional, you are going to be making use of a variable a lot and data type. What it means is that you are going to be creating a variable and you are going to be assigning a variable. So in this case, so what this means is that as a beginner, you need to learn how to create a variable and assign data to that variable, which brings us to our next lesson: what is a variable and how to create a variable. So what is a variable? A variable is a data name which is used to store data values or symbolic names. I come again. A variable is a data name which is used to store data values or symbolic names for storing programs. What that simply means, a variable is a data name, is simply a label that is used to store data. So now what is data? As we all know, data is what? Information, and information comes in different form. It comes like it comes as a letter, it comes as a number, it comes as a symbol, it comes in various forms. Now the forms in which information comes in is what we regard as the data type. So that leads us to our next lesson, which is the types of data. So the types of data we have for now as a beginner, the basic you need to know is that originally we have two types of data. We have primitive data type and non-primitive data type, or you can say primitive data type or reference data type. Some say secondary data type, but it's primitive data type and non-primitive data type, or the reference data type. So under the primitive data type, we have several types of data. We have the number data type, the string data type, boolean, the null, and the undefined. Now we also have one called symbol, but we won't be using that for now. So that is it about primitive data type: the number, the string, the number, the string, the boolean, the null, and the undefined. So going back to the definition of a variable is a data name which is used to store what? Data values or symbolic name. So a variable is a data name which is used to store data. So a variable can be used to store number, it can be used to store string, it can be used to store boolean, it can be used to store boolean values, it can be used to store null, it can be used to store undefined. Now before we go on, I just want to quickly say that coding is very simple and it's not as difficult as we may think. Coding is more simpler than you may ever think. It's not as difficult as you hear a lot of people say. Coding can be as simple as this little example which we have right here, where x is equal to 2, y is equal to 3, and z is equal to x plus y. So with this example, the answer of z when x is equal to when the answer to this question when z is equal to x plus y is 5. And you got it because x is 2, y is 3. So z is equal to 2 plus 3, which is 5. Remember I said as a beginner, in order to start coding, you need to learn or understand the concept of variables and data type. As simple as this example right here, we have covered variables and data type. How? Meaning that in this example or this simple example right here, Inside of it, we have a variable and we have a data type. So what is the variable here? X is the variable, Y is the variable. So X is the variable, 2 is the data type, because remember we have under the primitive data type, one of the data type we have is what? Numbers. So Y is the variable, 3 is the data type, Z is the variable, X is a variable, and Y is a variable. So a variable can not only store numbers, it can also store data, it can also store a variable, it can store a function, a method, it can store string, boolean, null, and undefined. So that leads us to the lesson which I spoke about how to create a variable. To create a variable, all you have to do is to say, now in order to explain how to create a variable, I'll just quickly make a brief summary using JavaScript. Then I'll come back to Java. In JavaScript, when creating a variable, all you have to do is to say var x is equal to 2, then semicolon. Now, the word var there is a reserved keyword. It's a special keyword that tells the computer that the word next to it is a variable. So it's short for variable. So you are telling the computer create a variable of name. What's the name there? X. So X is a variable and it has a name of what? X. So you can give a variable any name of your choice. Like you can give it Sam, or you can give it school,